got you looking for the same thing. It's a new thing, new studio. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
I've already started rapping. It's like an episode of iPod Ucast all over again.
Oh dear.
We're trying to remember how we do this, and we've just realised we remember because it's us bullshitting.
Yeah.
Literally like 5 seconds before I started recording on the video, I was just saying, how do we do this again? And it was like, oh yeah, standard opening, and then stream of consciousness.
Yes, it's just sort of like, way bollocks.
Yes, there we go. And I'm sorry, the last time we filmed was like back in September.
Yeah.
Filmed properly. It was the one. It was me, you, Ash, and
Nicola.
Yeah, that was the last one we actually did.
Yeah, and it was 200 miles away.
Exactly. Yeah, we're in Scotland now.
Yeah, we're in Edinburgh. We made it.
We are the Edinburgh elite. Suck it, Ryan.
Yeah. Gimmick infringement already?
Maybe.
Why do you always get sued in the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't Cliff Richard,
BBC,
Ryan Grayson, oh dear. Laird Ryan Grayson.
He's probably walking past and heard that.
Probably. You walk past each other. I just met your double. No, you walk past me, you twit. Yeah. So yeah, Edinburgh. We should explain, because after the last videocast, we knew something was in the works as that was happening, with your promotion and transfer and everything else.
Yep.
But it wasn't 100%. It was like done on paper. And then it actually happened, so we didn't get ourselves to say a goodbye episode,
yeah,
and peace for now and all this lot. So, what's been going on? Because we were in Barrow-in-Furness in Cumbria, Lancashire.
Yeah. Damn government changing the band's lines. It's still LA14, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's weird you mentioned, because I was out having a meal with my dad, and he used to say Cumbria until someone he worked with told him that, like, government can't change county lines, it's down to local councils or whatever. So even though it's recognised as Cumbria because the government say so, the Furness Peninsula that we're in is actually Lancashire still, as far as the old guidelines. So, and I much prefer saying Lancashire, because Cumbria I hate saying, it's a horrible sounding thing.
That's it. Whoever thought of putting cum in a county name?
Well, like a Scunthorpe, but
yeah.
No, because it's weird, because when we were doing the wrestling and we stopped being GRP, we needed a new name before we were KOW. We were taking names. I was like, Cumbria Championship Wrestling, and Glenn's response was, A, it makes it sound too local based, and B, Cumbria is a horrible word. It's true. Yeah. It's such a you can't say Cumbria with a southern accent.
Yeah.
Even if you have a southern accent, Eddie Izzard could come to Cumbria. You just go north and you just turn into Jeremy Clarkson. Speaking of which, have you been following that story?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think Top Gear might be done.
Yeah.
But
if you had the interesting one,
go on.
He's actually booked to host Have I Got News For You in May.
Oh, that should be fun, yeah, because he's not fired from BBC, he's suspended from Top Gear. Yeah. That's the game. So he can still appear on things like QI and Buzzcocks and all the other, where they have guest celebrities on.
Not worms!
Yeah, not that he'd do Buzzcocks, but just things like of that nature, and of course doing Have I Got News For You. The thing is, they said he could very well be done. It's down to the Director General, do you call him? Yeah, they're the head of BBC in the government. And it's a big inquiry. And Hammond and May have said they won't do the show without him.
Yeah.
And apparently I saw on the front page, like, the Stig has said, don't fire Jeremy. And as far as I know, they don't have a Stig anymore, do they?
Yeah.
Do they? I know for a time they didn't have one, and that's why they didn't have a series. They did a lot of specials where they didn't have to be at the top of your track.
No, and then they had the Christmas special where they found Baby Jesus Stig.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there was that one, yeah.
And he's sort of like, you became a full-grown man in 18 months!
Right, I missed the season premiere, so I guess, so we've got a new Stig, and Stig saying don't fire Jeremy. Hammond and May saying we won't do it without him. Do we make an audition track so we could host Top Gear?
Like, this is a car. It has wheels.
This is a Ferrari.
Yeah. And this is how you do it, isn't it? Power!
Hashtag homage.
Yeah.
Hashtag RIP Jeremy. Yeah, because
well, if he's looking for work, don't get him on here.
Exactly, yeah. You get the booking up, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had this idea for other content ideas. We had about Top Beer, which is a little skit of ours. You being Jeremy, me being Richard, and Ash Dodders being James May.
Yeah. Going back to the last episode with Nicola and Dodders, why am I always the bad guy?
Jeremy Clarkson is just, you're shorter, so it'd make more sense for you to be Hammond, but your personality is just Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I'm the pretty boy. I'm the attractive boy.
Well, you think you're the pretty boy. The mirror doesn't think so. It cracks.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm kind of child. I've got a young face. Who said that? I've got a young face. I'm kind of impish and high energy, and yours is bollocks to everything.
Yeah.
Hammer! Hit it with a hammer. Yes. And Ash, we had an extra seat. No, because
Ash is in 1952.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing where James May seems like he struggles to keep up with Richard and Jeremy sometimes, and with all due respect to Dollars, he does. He said it himself, he struggles to keep up with us sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll just go a mile a minute like we're doing right now. We'll be going to
occasionally he just sits there and he'll go,
singing the famous Sam theme song in his head. I got it in the last Bananacast, yeah. I can't remember what we were talking about. It was something with, it was me and you talking. But it might have been wrestling related or something. And he was just kind of, I have no idea what's going on. And him and Nicola were just 16 and he was like, what are they on about? Did they know we're here? Yeah. So we
yeah, and we'll put it this way, certain conversations with others, planes don't land at that airport.
Yeah, the buses don't go where he lives. Yeah. I just realised we started on a subject and completely missed the subject.
Yeah.
It's
just kind of like, we're heading here, turn off!
Yeah, that's kind of left at the top because I mentioned Jeremy Clarkson and we got off on that tangent. It's about your job.
Yeah, it's in Edinburgh. Anyway, moving on. I don't talk shop.
Fair enough. No,
I'm here now, I make more money. Ka-ching. There.
You just remind me of something. I watched this thing called Zero Punctuation. I've shown you Zero Punctuation.
Yeah.
One of the video games is the really fast talking guy. And Yahtzee, the guy who does it, he's got his personal channel. And they do this thing called Let's Drown Out. So you've heard of Let's Players.
Yeah.
There's Let's Drown Out. They'll start playing a video game, and when they run out of things to talk about the game, they'll do like podcasty topics. It's Yahtzee and his mate Gabriel. It's usually like they'll pick a boring game or just a long stretch where the game's happening, and they were playing Quake 2 for the first one. It's like, right, you want a bit of plot for this game? It's like, and he turns around and there's like a crashed pod, they're in space and everything, like a landing pod. We were in that. Moving on. That's basically the plot of the game. We were in that. We've crashed here. Shoot aliens. Just the way you said that. Actually in Edinburgh. Moving on.
Yeah.
Should have made me think of that. And I'm here in Edinburgh for the next couple of weeks because I'm getting paid to be here because I don't work. I work all over the country now. I've gone from having no job and sitting on my ass reading comic books and watching TV to touring the country, sitting on my ass watching TV. So this is my first full day in Edinburgh. Yesterday I was in Milton Keynes, which gives you an idea of the kind of places that I go to in length of time.
Yeah, toilets up Ash Long.
Exactly. I mean, prior to that I was in Peterborough and I saw my cousins, and before that I was in Liverpool.
Yeah, I was going to say, before he got here, he used to ring you up and he'd go, hello, Crap Towns PLC.
Yeah, exactly. And prior to Liverpool, I was at home. I was on holiday, and before that, I was here on holiday. You know? So we haven't seen each other in 4 weeks. You know? That's basically what it boils down to.
And last time it was just a drunken debauchery.
Yeah, we got for a quiet couple on the Thursday night, and that was the best night out. Not that the other nights were crap. It always happens with us.
Yeah.
We just go for a couple of quiet ones, and the night just builds and builds. And I think it's that lower expectation thing. Even when we're in Barrow being the shithole that it is.
Yeah.
We just say we'll go for a couple of quiet, go to the Duke and we'll say hi to Ronnie. And then we'd end up staying out till 4 AM in Club M.
Yeah.
You know, because we're just running into people, because you know, you say, alright, we're going to go Saturday night, it's going to be awesome, have a great night, and just kind of, it doesn't live up to that hype. You just go for a couple of quiet ones, there's something fun will happen.
Yeah, it's like, we'll go through Overson, just have a bite to eat, have a couple of beers. We're sat there on the train, talking to two lasses on the train, and I look at you and go, Smurf, and you go, no, we're not going to Lancaster.
That was the one I was talking to about the shoes. Oh, nice Rhode It's like, new look actually. I was like, oh, get you if I can get me told, because I don't know what shop next to each other you got your shoes from.
The worrying thing is you know they're next to each other.
Yeah, well, having the CVs, you know. Life on the dole was a chore. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so I'm not making millions of dollars right now, but I'm getting enough to get me by, which is great. Because the old studio we did there, that studio doesn't exist. We just don't have access to it anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's no point paying £300 a month in rent for a flat I'm going to be in 1 week every few months.
Yeah.
So yeah, moved out of that. The other thing, what was I going to mention? My brain did a tangent a minute ago. I think I was been.
Your brain sometimes gets on tangents, then gets up and leaves in disgust.
Exactly. No, that's right. Because I was saying about here a few weeks ago. I was on the phone with my dad last night. We said about, it hasn't been long since you were last there. People might recognise you. I hope not. I was Canadian last time. Just imagine, I can't remember if we told it on a Bananacast. You came up on
the Anne story, where I walked back into 1780.
Yeah, and
I got talking. Waitress recognised me from the time we were up before, and I say, having a crack with them, everything like that. You just sort of like, hang on, this is quite a positive conversation. Hang on a minute, was it? I run down to the bog, and I'm stood in the bog of this restaurant. Were you Canadian?
In 1780, yes. Yes, I was.
Right. I now know to go back up and describe you to the waitress as Don.
Yeah. The long-haired Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird having to think like that. As were you Canadian last time? That's what I mean about just go out for a couple of quiet ones and something interesting happens, and then we have to keep it up.
It's like that, like when we were last up, that group of Americans that we ended up taking to a cocktail bar.
Yeah, because we were going to go home because we'd spent the whole night doing karaoke at the Blind Poet.
Blind Poet.
Good place to go for karaoke, rocky they call it.
And the guy who does the karaoke looks like the bald guy from Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah, he kind of does actually, yeah. Not Ed, I can't remember his name now, Ed's the lead singer. But yeah, because we were in there, I was Canadian, of course. Of course.
The ducks could suck a dick.
Guitar story, yeah, because I wasn't planning on being Canadian. And we sat down at the table, and there was a guy like the next table over wearing a Mighty Ducks hockey jersey. And I said, Tom, I've got to be Canadian now because that guy's wearing a Mighty Ducks hockey jersey. If I'm from Canada, I know what real hockey is and I can take him to task. So do it. So I go for karaoke, whatever my opening song was. I think it was Middle, probably.
Yeah.
Usual opener. And so, but by the way,
no, it was a couple of songs in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Del, the guy, the Ducks jersey was Del. Was it? No, it was my first song. It was a couple of songs in. That's how I knew his name. Yeah. And with all due respect to Del, I'm from Canada. I know what real hockey is. The Ducks can suck a dick. The whole place explodes. And he was just, what the hell? But I did my song and came off, and it was one of those. It always surprised me with Middle. How many people know that song?
Yeah.
Because I first heard it. I didn't hear it by Jimmy Eat World. I heard it at the end of a podcast, and it was one of the guys. It was Grantster and Houghton with the hosts of this one. It's called Fanboys Podcast. And it was Grantster and someone else, Andrew, and his band did a cover, and they ended with his band's version of it, and I didn't know it was a cover. I just said it's a song from their album, Atomic Trousers or whatever. I think that was the name of the band, whatever. And they didn't say what the name of the song was, so I just knew this song. And I was listening to it in bed one time through the docking station, and Laura started singing along. I was like, how do you know this song? I said, it's by Jimmy Eat World. I was like, I didn't know that. The only song I knew by Jimmy Eat World was Sweetness.
Yeah.
You know, and more and more people know this song because one you don't hear all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Placebo. You always hear
bitter end.
The bitter end. You never hear Pure Morning.
Yeah.
You never hear Pure Morning. So
even though Pure Morning's the better song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think because you don't hear Pure Morning because it's so downbeat. Yeah. It's all a friend in need, a friend indeed, a friend. But you much rather have, then I carried you home. You know, it's much more party atmosphere.
Yeah.
So people shake hands off. And Del comes up to me. I don't actually support the Ducks or anything. I just like the designs. He's like, all right, I can respect the Canadian, of course. No, okay, I've got to keep it up now. I've spoken on mic with a Canadian accent.
But of course,
until the end of the night when we do our standard closer.
Standard closer. No, it was no encore.
No, we did it for Living a Vida Loca.
Yeah.
It was this just in. This guy's not Canadian. He's not really Canadian.
Usually a massive 35-second, 40-second intro on it.
Yeah, so we always it's like the New Age Outlaws coming to the ring. Road Dogg always does a big spiel. Then he gets in the bit that everybody knows and everyone joins in, and they've got 2 words for you.
Yeah, but it's like the start of Mock the Week when Darryl O'Brien's doing in the news this week.
Yeah,
we do it like that, but I do it in double time. And it's just sort of like, well, in the news...
We do something that happened in the evening, and then and in other news, and then we go into the Latinos have mutated, and they're heating up the planet, and then I get the Eddie Guerrero hips.
Yeah.
So you just this guy's not really Canadian, and then we did the whole thing. But I don't think, because of the accent difference and the speed and the not the best sound system, I don't think people heard you say he's not Canadian.
Yeah.
Because when we told the MC, the compere later on, yeah, he's not Canadian. Hello, British. Hi. He's like, well, you fooled all us. It's like,
So like we can work a gimmick.
yeah, we can. We know how to work a room. Never mind work a gimmick.
Yeah.
I always come back to Preston Uni. When we went to go see the Lancashire Hot Pots. Great gig. You took me out for my birthday. It was fantastic. And my brother was at Preston University, so he got us into the student union bar. Not students. No, we're crashing this bar.
Yeah. Start at the hotel bar. When we walked in, and I mean, we mentioned the guy behind the bar. We're just down for his birthday, and the two lasses who were sat there in the bar started singing happy, but worked in this bar.
Yeah.
Started singing happy birthday. I just looked at him, just spontaneous thing, spur of the moment. That cost me 40 quid.
Yeah, I hope you're satisfied. So yeah, we went to see Lancashire Hot Pots. That was a great gig. We had a lot of fun with that. Singing along with the bits that we knew and laughing at the bits we didn't. And we come back to the student union bar, and they had a karaoke set up. And the screen was. You could either look at the screen or look at the audience. You couldn't do both. And it was a big projection screen, like at a sporting event. And it was like, whenever we do Let Me Entertain You by Robbie Williams, we always start with the Jericho pose back to the audience.
Yeah.
And this time we need to do it because it's going to be even better. We're going to be looking at the Titantron, basically.
Yeah.
So we're standing there doing this thing, and did we call it by the bar or just say Preston? It would normally be like, welcome to Theatre Bar is Jericho.
It was welcome to Preston is Jericho.
Yeah, that's what we did. Welcome to Preston is Jericho. And there was a Y2J chant at the start, and there was like 10 guys.
I span round to start the song.
Yeah, Y2J. And I could hear it because I know because you do the first like 3 lines, and I come in with the next 3, and we both do the chorus. So I'm hearing it go, and then I come in. A bit more rocky than normal. I came in more like Chris Jericho from Fozzy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a burning effigy, and the Y2J chant's still going. So I thought, there's definitely some wrestling fans here because I saw an RKO shirt, the Viper and everything else. So there's definitely some. Even if no one gets it, it's comedy for two still comedy.
Yeah.
And I thought Mark's gonna go mental because he hates wrestling now.
Yeah. The whole idea was just to piss your brother off to start with.
And he thought it was good because he thought it was funny because he got people chanting Y2J, and he knows that from back when we were both wrestling fans, like 1999. That was like the heyday of us watching wrestling. Yeah, so he got that, and then later on we were doing Bohemian Rhapsody. And on one mic you had me and Mark, and on you was on the other mic it was you and Victoria.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to sing because it's Queen.
Yeah, and nobody should sing Queen.
And Mark had the microphone in such a way you could only hear him. And only just, he was like out here. He's got an alright voice, I'll give Mark some credit, he's got an alright voice. He's got no sense of how to hold it to project more, if you know what I mean. I mean, I guess years of doing podcasting and wrestling, we know about projection also, and acting as well, know how to project yourself. So we got to, after the first verse, we got to that piano thing, we swapped sides of the stage. It was me and Victoria, who wanted help, because she was wanting to sing but embarrassed, and you were just miserable. So
I was basically sat there equivalent. I think at one point I picked up the karaoke book and just started reading it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, tag. So we just when I said tag, we swapped sides. So you didn't have to sing because Mark was hogging the mic and I was backing up Victoria.
I just went like on the other side of the stage.
and he got to the Bismillah bit, and Mark's going the Bismillah, and I could do the big falsetto. No, we will not let you go. No. And then of course the big Wayne's World bit that everyone knows and loves.
So that's the one point where I like in one minute just shouted Wayne's World.
Yeah.
The only bit of the song I do.
Wayne's World. Mark took his jumper off, so he's bare chested now, and I didn't realise my brother was that hairy.
And I'm walking around the back of the stage dry heaving.
Yeah. And I still had my hair in a ponytail, so I let my hair down and I'm head banging away and the crowd's going nuts and so you think you can stop me?
You two got really into it and I was just being stupid.
Being stupid. Me and Mark were getting into it, head banging whatever else, and Vicky was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm air guitaring, I'm head banging, the crowd going nuts. It was a fucking fantastic night. we lost Mark.
Yeah.
he disappeared
But
somewhere.
we killed most of the... Because this is sort of like one of their Survivor nights where there's like a different offer on every hour.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's right,
we've killed 90% of Preston Union. We're still stood there going, well, this is boring.
Yeah. I thought you were just students, you're professional drinkers. You know, he's on how old was that? My 28th birthday.
Yeah. It's like, we've been drinking since dinner time. Get up, you pussies.
And we've been to a gig.
Yeah.
And we're still raring to go. Come on, no, you can't shut down karaoke. It's only 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, so
So we walked down at the centre of Preston, and he finds a leprechaun.
I did find a leprechaun. That was. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that was the same trip. Yeah. So Don made an appearance. He'd already appeared that night. So we're walking down this street, and it's just the girls handing out leaflets. You know, oh, I got this club just down there. It's it's only £1 to get in with this leaflet, and you get a free shot of Sambuca.
Yeah, no, it was a free glass of champagne.
That's the fella. Yeah. Alright, so just down here, yeah, well, sure, we'll take a look. And like, are you Canadian? And I never get the are you Canadian?
Yeah.
Everyone always thinks American with that accent. Are you Canadian? Yeah, how do you know? I was like, I spent a year there last year, though. This could be really good or really bad.
And I just stood behind you going, get out of this one.
So thinking of it, I'll say where I'm from first.
Scarborough.
See what happens. Oh, cool, I'm from Scarborough. Where are you from? Well, where do you stay? I was in Vancouver. I was like, other side of the country, fantastic. It's like, oh great, yeah, beautiful part of the country. I got relatives over there, yeah, and we'd go visit them, and we'd drive down into Seattle because it's right across the border. Yeah, it really is great. I spent a year there. I loved it. It was fantastic. And you're just chatting with you're looking at the other girl.
He looks at me and goes, have you got a clue what they're going on? No fucking idea.
Very much. Not only am I not Canadian, I've never been to Canada.
Yeah.
She lived there for a year. Picked up the accent immediately, and I was bullshitting about how beautiful this part of the country was, and getting away with it.
Yeah, he was talking utter bollocks to a leprechaun because she was Irish and about 3'2".
3'3", let's be fair.
Yeah. So of course, at this point, so like they're going back and forth about Covenant. I'm getting decidedly bored and just leaning in the window of Barclays Bank,
Rolling a cigarette.
rolling a cigarette, little bit of smoke. Other lass came round and asked me for a light. So like, have you got a clue what's going on? I was like, nah. And put it this way, it's not very often you meet somebody who recognises his accent or could have lost him for 45 minutes of you. She goes, oh, you're going to go down this? I said, yeah, probably, an excuse to get him to shut the fuck up. It's like, alright, just take a couple more, and then they made up with like, a full bottle of champagne.
Yeah, exactly.
We got him for now.
Yeah, it was fun, and the nightclub was, the bar was, it was alright.
It was alright, yeah.
If we'd have paid to get in, I'd have been disappointed, but because it was free, it was alright.
And the fact that we got quite a lot of free booze.
Yeah. And so, we had stickers. Oh, we had a different place. There was another.
So we had the stickers.
Yeah, someone was handing out stickers for like free shots of Sambuca. And you were at the toilet or something. I was my turn to get around in. I was like, well, I'll get what we're having, like Morgan's Blessing Coke and Sambuca. Came back. You don't like Sambuca. I was like, right, okay, I'm having your Sambuca. Look, Christ Almighty, I can see through time.
No, I don't like this shit.
No, I like Sambuca. It's great. I love it.
I just turned around and said, oh, but you've had 2 shots. That's why I put her off the bar and come off.
Yeah, I think he came out with like 6 shots. So we go like, you had 3 shots and I had 1 shot. So you were playing, you came out 4 shots, so you could play catch up on the shots. Whatever it was, I think it was like it wasn't the test tube like we have at the theatre bar. It was something like that. It was like the fruity type gimmicks, wasn't it?
That was something stiffer. I can't remember what it was.
Mm.
I know one of mine was straight vodka because they had that Lockwood's vodka that I bring back from up here all the time.
Ah, right.
So
I've never seen this outside of Scotland. I'm getting it.
Yeah. Can I have 2 of them and 2 of them? Why do you want 2 of the soft ones as well? It's like, because he's already had 2 and I need something rough. And I can drink that shit like water.
Yeah. Oh,
God. I'm walking back through Preston at 5 o'clock in the morning to the Travel Lodge, going, well, I think it might have been, but it was something similar. Nature Boy!
And in between Nature Boys, it was random bits of Lancashire hot pot songs. I think
that was the Chinese we went to. We got all you can eat Chinese.
Yeah, because Jake recommended that.
Yeah. But on the way, we noticed a Chinese takeaway on the way that actually spelled Oriental wrong on the sign.
Yeah.
It's like, are we drunk or?
It was the I, or it was something like that, or the A. It was like Oriental.
There's a vowel missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Because I text Jake back, it's not the one with a fucking vowel missing, is it?
Because it's not like one of those signs where a letter falls off or something. You know, it's like it was painted on and they'd missed a letter.
Yeah.
It's like, it reminds me of the I think it was a Snickers advert years ago, and there was a guy painting on like an American football field. It was like the Chiefs in the end zone, but he spelled it wrong. He missed the I. It was the chefs he wrote on the end zone. And he's like, you know yourself when you're hungry, like have a Snickers. Like some groundsman off play comes up, who are the chefs? Shut up. It just reminded me of that. All fancy lettering. It looks great. Oh balls! I missed an I.
Yeah.
You know? It was one of those. We've had some fucking fun nights out. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about, but I hadn't forgotten. I just forgot it was the same night. The one you just mentioned, I forgot it was the same night that we crashed the student union bar. Is it, at any point a bouncer could have asked us to see our student ID? Because you don't look like a student. You look far older than a student.
So I walked in looking about 30. The bouncer just sort of looked at us and your brother said, they're with us.
So we need to stick to Mark like glue, because if we go out for a cigarette and come back, we might not get back in.
Then we found a smoking area.
With a foam party.
Yeah.
There was foam going on. It's like, okay, students, okay.
Yeah. We're sat there going, you silly debarkling little...
Were we in suits?
Yes, we were.
Yes, we were. We were in suits. It's like, and yours was like, I don't want to get foam on my suit. I'll send the bar the dry cleaning bill.
Yeah.
And so I only had my cheap jacket.
No, I actually walked out past the bank and you're sort of like, but what, do you recognise me aren't students? So I asked for ID, think we come over the fence when we come back in? And so I say, it's simple, strike up a conversation on your way out that he'll remember. How the fuck are you going to do that? Walk past the bouncer, notice the forms, you thought, fuck, you birth. I get any of that on my suit, I'm sending these the bill. To the bouncer as we walk out, you're just sort of like, that works.
Yeah. So you'll remember that conversation with you, and I'm the long-haired guy that was with you.
Yeah.
I'm Ed Byrne. Welcome to Live at the Apollo.
I'm Ed Byrne.
Oh god, I'm trying to think what of our best nights out. I mean, if we had to rank our nights out, because take Barrow out of the equation because they're a standard. I mean, like guest nights out. Do we take Edinburgh out of the equation because they're their own thing? They're their own legendary state.
Let's say that's developed into its own level of debauchery.
I mean, you've got the Preston one from the Hot Pots and the student union about my birthday. You've got a couple of Ulverston nights.
The two Lancaster nights. The masquerade mass in Lancaster.
Yeah, that was good. Cause we've done Lancaster twice.
Fireman Sam in the Dalton Rooms was the other time.
Yeah, I was going to say we've done it twice. Once where Dodders was with us.
Yeah.
And once it was just me and you, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we've got into the Fireman Sam one on previous episodes.
Yeah. Have we ever done an away trip? Did we ever do one with Rob?
No. He got as far as Ulverston.
I was going to say, it's Ulverston's it, innit? I know Phoenix never got further than Ulverston. But yeah, because like Rob wanted to come to Scotland but didn't because he couldn't be arsed.
Yeah.
He blamed it on uni work and it's like, dude, you've got 7 weeks to do this, you can take a weekend off. And that weekend you didn't do any work anyway, you spent it all playing Batman or something, or some video game. That was probably Call of Duty, you know, again.
Just because you've worn a wedge into your sofa that your arse fits in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that nice out. Preston is as far south as we got. Unless you count like nights out that we've had like after wrestling shows, like when we finished Tamworth, the Tamworth wrestling show, and then we went next door to karaoke and they were finished.
Yeah, who else sat there? Boo! The guy at karaoke, no more songs, and there's 12 wrestlers stood there going boo!
Let X sing, let Rated Rush sing. It's like,
let them sing.
Let them sing.
Chanting and shit.
You've got 12 wrestlers all wanting to hear us two idiots do karaoke, so of course you can get wrestling chants going, let them sing.
And some bits of the bar are joining in.
Yeah, it's like, you should have got here earlier. We've been in the next room putting on a show for 200 people. I'm still wearing my wrestling tights under these jeans.
We've been falling over for 40 minutes for 35 quid. I think that's one of the things we shouted at him.
Yeah.
All this like, yeah, you bastard.
Just look at our belts. Yeah. That was the show we brought our belts in it. No, that was the Stafford show.
That was Stafford.
Yeah, when it was just me, you, Chris and Jake that went down.
Yeah. No, it was just me, you and Chris.
Didn't Jake go for that one?
Caitlin and Hilson.
Oh yeah.
Where the furry dice came from.
That's right, yeah, okay.
touch me nice, Hilson, touch me nice. We're all walking down the surface, pretending to be Darren Burroughs, putting the dice into your crotch and just waggling it around a bit. Chris goes to try and do it, and he launches it into the fridge in W.H. Smith, and they land either side of a sausage roll.
I thought it was a baguette.
Or a baguette.
It was something phallic, it was a perfect shot.
Yeah, and it's about the funniest thing Chris has ever done.
It was a complete accident. It says a whole lot for Chris and his humour. Oh man, I've been thinking about the KOW a lot as well recently because I'm just not being there. I can't. It's not like I can go and do shows and do training and everything as well. But it's like I wouldn't mind getting back into training again. You know, because I was kind of burnt out on wrestling and just kind of dropped the whole lot and sold all my DVDs. But it doesn't really matter now because I've got the WWE Network and that is a great thing.
That is a good toy.
That is a great. For a tenner a month, you weren't sure about because you got all this thing for free. I'll just give you my login details and you're just watching all like Tough Enough and all this.
Yeah, I'm just watching all, and plus won't give me that for free.
Exactly. Download the app. So I was looking on the app. I was like at the continue watching. And it's like, oh, he's been watching a lot. SummerSlam 2002 and Survivor Series 02 was in there as well.
I've gone through most of the pay-per-views in 01 and 02.
Yeah, I know I watched Invasion because I hadn't seen it in ages. That was a good show.
Latest one, Royal Rumble 01.
Oh yeah, that is
that ladder match.
That ladder match door. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the card. It's fitting because we're going to talk about Wrestlemania in a bit as well.
Dudley's edging Christian for the tag titles.
Right. Jericho Benoit
IC title.
In the ladders. There was Angle Triple H for the WWF title.
Yep.
The Rumble, obviously.
Rumble. The rest wasn't exactly... China and Ivory.
Oh, that's why she broke her neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when the Angle started, I think. I've never actually got confirmation, but I've never actually thought to look. Yeah. I don't care all that much whether it was a kayfabe or not.
And that's the thing. Closest Billy Gunn ever got to the belt.
Yeah, he was on such a roll. That was one of those Royal Rumbles where there was like 7 people who you could legitimately see winning the Royal Rumble. The safe bet was Stone Cold, but The Rock was in there as well. So it's Austin or Rock. But Kane was on a push. Badass Taker was on a push. The one Billy Gunn was on a push. Badman Rikishi was on a push. Surprise return of heel Big Show.
Yeah.
It's like, my God, it could be any of these. And then, Haku wasn't going to win. Obviously, it was just a nice return, and you know.
That's it. And then the final 4, it comes down to Kane, Rock, Austin, and Billy Gunn.
I know. It's like, and if Billy Gunn would have won, I'd have been happy.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn, I've said for years, is one of the best never to win the title.
But Billy Gunn had won, that place has exploded.
Yeah, because the last 2 were Kane and Austin, if I remember right. Because Austin used the chair to get Kane over.
3 chair shots and a clothesline over the top rope.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if I come down and Billy Gunn and Stone Cold, then Billy Gunn won, and it's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. It's like playing it on the places where your character's being eliminated, you just hit the next guy that comes out, Bubba Ray Dudley just won the Rumble!
I tell you what was great for that, on SmackDown 2, player of the Royal Rumble is Steve Blackman, because his running move, if you Irish whip and then run after them, his running move for the super kick.
Yeah.
If you caught them at the ropes with the super kick, they go straight over, no hanging out of these, over the top into the floor. You just whip bastards, chase them, boom, over they go. Yeah. You get into Steve Blackman as number 1 and win the damn thing in 10 minutes. Because Steve Blackman was just a machine.
Yeah.
And all these guys that come out, especially back then, because I kept up with it and I knew everyone's theme music, so I wouldn't have to look at the name coming up in the card, unless it was like a tag team, you know, I was like, it's an acolyte, it's Bradshaw, okay. You know, I think, it's
also about 312 members of the RTC.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh, God, so which one is it? Oh, it's Goodfather, okay. But yeah, being able to, if I watched this year's Rumble, just cold, if I was to say, okay, I would watch the Rumble because it's a big pay-per-view, half the people I wouldn't know until they came out, because I wouldn't know the music. And the other half, I wouldn't know because they're so new. It's like, Rusev, that name rings a bell. Rollins, okay, I know Seth Rollins, I know him, he was part of the Shield.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but seriously, the biggest pop of the Rumble this year? Boom!
Oh, the
Bubba!
Yeah, Bubba came.
Bubba Dudley got the biggest pop.
It reminds me of, I think it was 2011, you and Craig and Sam came out of the flat with me and Anne watching the Royal Rumble. Was it 2011 or 2010? One of the two. Because it was when Booker T came. It must have been 2010 because Punk was in the Nexus.
Yeah, and you had Diesel and Booker come back.
Yeah, Booker came back and it was like about 90 seconds he got him. Then Diesel came out and he lasted for a bit. It wasn't Kevin Nash, it was Diesel.
And you know what's the best bit about that? Mike Striker on commentary. Where he went... And he went, holy...
And the crowd's going, Diesel, Diesel, Diesel. I was like, it's Diesel, oh my god. I can't believe it.
First thing I popped the way up in that room, it was, can you dig it?
Honestly,
this is like, TNA want to bring back the main event Mafia, 2 of them are in that fucking rumble! That was Vince just going, suck that, Dixie!
Yeah, it's like when TNA, it reminds me of like TNA were going to start the Monday Night Wars, you know, January 4th, and Hulk Hogan's going to be on Impact, Hulk Hogan's going to be on Impact, you know, it's going to be like in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, and the countdown was on, and then it's like, Bret Hart's going to be on Raw that week. Like, oh my god, Bret Hart's on Raw, I'm watching Raw now.
Yeah.
Even if the slightest person was like, oh, Hulk Hogan on TNA, prior to Hulk Hogan running the show, Hulk Hogan had been in TNA before, hadn't he?
Once.
Yeah.
He got smashed in the face with a guitar by Jarrett.
Yeah, exactly. But he'd been there. It was new, but it was the same as like kind of. I've seen Hogan there, but now he's running the thing. This could be interesting. Bret Hart's on Raw. You never thought you'd see Bret Hart in the WWE again. After what happened in 1997 in Montreal, you never thought you'd see Bret Hart. So anyone who had the slightest inkling to go to TNA was going, I'm watching Bret Hart.
Yeah.
I want to see what he has to say about it, you know.
I know,
especially because at the time, because Shawn was on the active roster as well, not only the roster, but was part of DX.
And Vince was on screen as well.
Yeah, Vince was on screen character, DX were in force, and here's Bret Hart, like, everyone that was involved in Montreal is going to be on this show. Oh dear fuck. and then Shawn Michaels came out and hugged Bret Hart, and it was like, I'm glad we got closure, I'm glad I saw this, I'm glad, I mean, yeah, I was hoping for a fight or something, but you're glad you watched Raw.
You were just hoping for the hug and then the whole bang super kick, weren't you?
Yes.
That's the thing, it's just like, let go of the hug, you're like, kick him! Kick him!
Kick him! Stab him! It's like, yes, I screwed Bret back in 1997, and I do it again. And if you're not down with that, I got to, you know. But it wrote Vince McMahon versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania, which was awful. But it was so fun to watch because you know these two are old. They've got a combined age of time. You know?
They got a combined age of dinosaur, yeah.
Yeah. You know, they knew fucking Eve when she was just a rib.
Yeah.
It was, so they had to be careful as fuck. But the build and knowing about the history of it is so. How the fuck did we get onto this?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling!
Wrestling! Oh god. So you can see nothing's changed. It's been 6 months since we recorded something.
And we just talk utter shit.
Yeah. It's good to get back in the flow of things. All this stuff clearly we had to talk about. And now we've got an outlet.
Yeah.
Should we take a break?
Yes, I think we shall.
And when we come back, we'll talk our WrestleMania predictions.
WrestleMania predictions, yes, I think that's a good way to go for part 2. We might have some sort of structure to it then.
Yeah, exactly.
In other words, we'll probably end up talking about Royal Rumble 23,018.
Yeah, sounds good. With a little bit of 1999 thrown in.
Yeah.
Because I just got done watching that.
And a rooster.
Because why not? Right.
Doodles.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Now, we mentioned before the break, we'll be doing our WrestleMania predictions. So what we've done now is we've got up the WWE.com. Well, actually no, we haven't. You can't find the card on WWE.com.
Well, you can't find it on the app.
But even when I went to WWE.com, I couldn't find it. TNA used to have that problem. And Big Daddy Donnie was always saying about, why do I have to go to somewhere other than TNA Wrestling to watch, to find out what the matches are? I mean, they've got videos, but videos aren't going to help. But anyway, we found it, what was it, CagesideSeats.com? Yeah, CagesideSeats.com, yes. So thanks to CagesideSeats.com for telling us what the card is. So, we'll start at the bottom and build to the top.
Yes, and according to this, tag titles on the pre-show.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's become the standard. I mean, I remember the last WrestleMania was on the pre-show as well.
Yeah.
It was the Usos and was it Goldust and Stardust?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because I thought the Outlaws were going to be on there because they had the titles until like No Way Out or whatever February pay-per-view was called.
So I mean,
Elimination Chamber.
I'd say what annoys me is the hot streak that Kid and Cesaro want, yet we're getting the Bellas versus AJ and Paige on Mania.
To me, I will be fair though, Paige can work her ass off. Paige is great.
Yeah.
AJ is alright. She's passable. She reminds me of Trish.
Yeah.
In the sense she's not the best women's wrestler, but she does alright. And the Bellas have improved.
Yeah.
I suppose, you know, if you're knobbing John Cena and Daniel Bryan, you're going to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Michelle McCool. She got better just by sucking dead dick.
Yeah.
I guess talents by osmosis. You
Yeah.
know. Then, you know, what happened to David?
Or cum in the mouth.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, the pre-show is the tag team title match. The opponents are yet to be named.
Which means the champions are going over.
You say that, but I've just said that out loud. And normally, if it's a yet to be revealed thing, they like to do it as a big shock, and then the whoever
But
comes
would they do it
in,
on the pre-show?
it'll
If
help.
it was on the main card, fair enough.
But it could help promote the app, you know, so you can go back and watch it again on the app. You know, they like to do things like that, to go back and rewatch it. If the app didn't exist, if the WWE network didn't exist, then I'd go with that. But, you know, you could miss them on the pre-show and go back on the network and watch it.
Man, you're looking into the pushes and everything like that. It's gonna be one of three, because one of the Usos got injured on SmackDown last week, so it's not gonna be the Usos.
I'll talk about that in a second.
But it's gonna be the New Day, because Tyson and Kidd have jobbed to them on Raw. Or it'll be the Ascension, because they want them to give them the rub. But put it this way,
They're not over.
they're not. They came up. They're not over, and now they're jobbing to Lucha Dragons on Superstars.
They were over as hell in NXT as well.
I think it was the whole pick on the Legends gimmick.
Maybe. Yeah, you're saying about one of the Usos being injured, so they won't give them a belt. Let's not forget, Batista was world champion, got hurt, and they give him a tag title as well.
Yeah.
So it's not beyond them to put titles on somebody who's hurt. And Batista as well, was like the WWE title had never changed hands in a cage in the history of the belt until Batista beat Orton. Then the next night he vacated the title because he was hurt. Going into the cage match, he was hurt, and they had like a big scramble match, and Orton got the belt back. And it was like the belt on Orton. You could have kept it on Orton last night. You knew Batista was hurt going in, but that is Batista and Orton in the world title.
Yeah.
It could be someone out of nowhere, in the sense that, you know, maybe the Outlaws do have a match. Can you imagine the New Age Outlaws come out on the pre-show and win the tag titles?
Yeah.
As a kind of one more run thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Then you look at the rest of the card and you think, yeah, that match. Yeah. Tyson and Kidd versus the Outlaws, who are still really good.
Yeah, I mean, because it was just last year, and yeah, they looked like they could have been on the roster. I mean, well, they were the tag.
Put it this way, well, that's the sort of match you'd want to promote that match. To me.
Yeah, I guess.
That's one of those matches just sort of like, oh, main event, like say you're looking at a pay-per-view, oh, main event's good, undercard's not that good, oh, that tag title match looks good, I'll watch that.
Any other pay-per-view, I'd agree with you, but this is
But
WrestleMania.
it's the Mania name power, yeah.
Yeah, WrestleMania sells itself. People who don't watch wrestling for the rest of the year order WrestleMania, because it's WrestleMania. So that really, as far as that match goes, it depends who the opponents are. If they keep it a mystery, I mean, when's it, 29th, that's next week?
Yeah.
This coming Sunday?
Yeah.
Regardless. If they keep it a mystery, I think the titles change. If they reveal like this week on Raw or SmackDown, then the titles stay with Kidd and Cesaro.
Yeah. Right, so according to this, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton. The whole return from having his head smashed into the steps or something.
Yeah. Randy Orton doesn't need the win.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, he kind of can't afford to lose momentum right now because he's kind of been overshadowed with Roman Reigns coming back, former Shield buddy and everything else. Rollins was the guy they should have gone with.
Yeah.
Right out of the end. They kind of did. They put him with the Authority, but his push kind of got squashed. He got lost in the shuffle in the Authority. He's like when Triple H left DX and turned heel back in '99, and he got lost in the shuffle in the corporation. Then they became the corporate ministry, so even more lost because he had like Vince and Shane running the show, and Undertaker was in there. Triple H didn't get really a chance to shine until that was at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Triple H didn't get a chance to shine until SummerSlam.
Aye.
He was in there like Austin and Foley. So I think a win over Randy Orton from Rollins does wonders for Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Randy Orton beating Rollins doesn't do anything for Orton. Is that a nice bit of revenge closure to the story, I suppose?
Yeah. Or I can say the only way that Orton goes over is if Seth cashing in. It's the only way that Orton go over.
That's right, he's still got the briefcase.
Because they never cashed in at Mania. But we can talk about that when we get to the main.
Yeah.
So that's the condition on that match. Rollins loses, he's cashing in.
No, yeah, if Rollins loses to Orton, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to stick on this one very long. Bella Twins versus AJ and Paige. If it's not AJ and Paige, we riot.
Yeah, because the Bellas are the heels, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's WrestleMania. Give it to the girls. The girls, the normal girls. Give it to the faces.
Yeah.
Especially because they can work, and I love Paige.
Yeah. Oh, who wouldn't? Right.
Zombie hot.
Yeah. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. According to this, or as it's also known, the let's get everybody who doesn't have anything better to do on the card.
Yeah, and I will give Vince McMahon credit. WrestleMania is the biggest payday, and he tries to get as many people on the card as possible, which is why you get things like Battle Royals. It's just how many people can get on the card so everyone can enjoy this payday. That's why at WrestleMania 2000 there wasn't a single one-on-one match.
Yeah.
You know, on WrestleMania 14 there was a 30-man tag team Battle Royal, and that was weird. I will go back to this, I promise. Because it was like 15 tag teams in this Battle Royal, and the winners are the number one contenders for the tag titles. It's like if your partner got eliminated, you were out. So like too much were in there. But
Yeah.
like 2 sexy breakers over 2 hot Scott Taylor, and like Scott Taylor went over, so Brian Christopher had to leave the ring. It's like that's kind of shitty. It was just one of those weird things, you know. It's like my tag team partner got eliminated, so I had to be eliminated. You know, WrestleMania 15 on the pre-show, it was like 30 men, and the last 2 in would wrestle for the tag titles against Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett on WrestleMania. And the last 2 in were like Test and D'Lo Brown, and they didn't realise on the other side of the ring, Draws and Godfather eliminated each other, so Test and D'Lo Brown were still beating each other up, didn't realise the last 2, in come Owen and Jeff to beat them up, and like, you could have let them keep fighting, they were doing quite a good job themselves, guys. But yeah, so like, get as many people on the card as you can. Who do we have named?
Who we have confirmed so far is The Miz, Curtis Axel, Ryback, Fandango, Adam Rose, Zack Ryder, Jack Swagger, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, The Big Show, Kane, Eric Rowan, Damien Mizdow, Sin Cara, Goldust, Heath Slater and Mark Henry.
Jobbers, Big Jobbers and Mizdow, basically.
Yeah.
Mizdow. I'm gonna say Damien Mizdow.
I was gonna say there's only, mind you, the whole Axelmania thing has been really good. I've enjoyed what they've done with what Curtis Axel's been doing with the whole I'm still in the Royal Rumble thing. It'd just be brilliant if they put him over in this.
I mean, it's a trophy you win, isn't it? It's not like you're a number 1 contender or anything like that.
And what annoys me is they had Cesaro win it last year and they did fuck all with it.
Yeah. I think last year it just made sense because it was the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan was hosting, and the Andre the Giant thing because he beat up. He was in that same town.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No, he kept on getting them in the arena.
He called it the Silverdome instead of the Superdome, and the crowd booed him, and then Austin and Rock ribbed him about it. It's finally The Rock has come back to the Superdome. and yeah, that was fun. I like that they're having a new tradition, even though it makes less sense.
But as I said, we know no one's getting a push out because they fucked it up last year with a guy who deserved a push.
Yeah.
And there's no one leaps out from that because Ryback had his chance, snuffed it.
Yeah, Ryback's awful and dangerous as shit.
Yeah, just ask CM Punk.
And he's made of dreams and crisps. He's always just getting hurt.
Yeah.
Mizdow is Mizdow. Damien Sandow. Do you know what I first?
It's Mizdow just for the sheer comedy pop.
Yeah. I wasn't overly familiar with Damien Sandow until the first time I ever saw Damien Sandow was at Raw 1000.
Yeah.
When we were up to DX.
More right? You could quite easily mockerise me as whatever the word was.
Yeah.
And holding the mic like that. That gimmick was fantastic.
Yeah, I was like, who's this guy with a beard in a dressing gown? And he got owned by DX. And then I started following him, and he was great. And what he'd been doing, what he was doing, is Miz's stunt double.
Yeah.
We had this idea. I mentioned it to you at the Royal Rumble, having both in there, Miz and Mizdow. And if Miz got eliminated, Mizdow just threw himself off the top rope because he just does everything that Miz does. but it stopped being his stunt double by the Rumble. But it would have been fun.
Yeah.
That's what could happen at the Battle Royal. Miz gets eliminated, Miz Dow just throws himself out, and he's...
No.
The last three, Miz Dow and Stardust, for an example. Stardust throws out Miz, and Miz Dow throws himself over the other side because Miz got eliminated.
But is he the man who's not the stunt double anymore?
Yeah.
The other way I can see it going is Miz Dow eliminates Miz and he actually gets an half decent string of matches for the next month. They blow it off next pay-per-view.
One problem with that is he'd be working against the Miz. He wouldn't get a half decent string of matches out of the Miz.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's going to happen eventually. Might as well get it out of the way and move him on to something better, like, I don't know, horseradish?
Yeah, Intercontinental title, world title. Well, maybe not. That area is getting kind of stacked right now.
Push the double.
Yeah.
Hashtag push the double.
It's weird. We're actually getting a stacked main event roster again. There's so many guys that are just there now. Because we went through such a slump of just Edge, Orton, Cena, and then Triple H when he felt like it.
Yeah.
And now we've got new guys coming up.
Which brings us on to the next match.
I can't see them.
The Intercontinental Championship ladder match.
Right.
Put it this way, if it wasn't for the guys that are in it, I'd say holy clusterfuck Batman.
Yeah. Just the fact the Intercontinental title is being defended at WrestleMania is impressive. 'Cause, I mean, they did it a couple of years ago and it was like Cody and Big Show. Oh no, it was the US title.
Yeah.
No, it was the IC.
IC, yeah.
It was. Because Miz fucked up his springboard kick. Miz? Sorry, Cody. They look alike.
Yeah.
Two skinny white boys who don't look like wrestlers.
In here we have Bad News Barrett going in as the champion. God knows who's got the belt at the moment. They keep pinching it on Raw.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, R-Truth, Stardust and Daniel Bryan.
Right. Say them again and slow it down so I can just let us get in your head.
Barrett,
Okay.
going in as reigning champion.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph Ziggler,
Okay.
Dean Ambrose,
Mm-hmm.
Luke Harper,
Right.
R-Truth,
Right.
Stardust,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan.
Everyone in that has some kind of history, like recent history. Because I know was it TLC? You had Ziggler and Luke Harper
Yeah. In a ladder match.
in a ladder match, yeah.
And that was brilliant.
Two things that shouldn't have worked, but it did. They just complemented each other really well. So the opposite of Kane and Jericho, they just never gelled. At least you don't think they would, and got a brilliant match out of it. I'm going to keep looking.
I'm gonna narrow it down here. It's not going to be Truth. It's not going to be Stardust.
No. Daniel Bryan's bigger than the IC title. He's just in there.
But it's the only title. But as I said, that's the thing. They've done it, and they have mentioned it on Raw twice now at least. I know Cole's mentioned it twice. The only title Bryan hasn't won that's an active belt at the moment is the IC title.
Ah, okay.
That just makes me think they might go with Bryan.
Yeah, because he's been the US champ.
But to me, it's Ziggler or Ambrose.
Yeah. I'm thinking Dean Ambrose, because Ziggler's ready to go up to the main event.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for the space to be there.
No, what they're going to do is Ambrose wins the belt and they're going to set Ziggler and Bryan off, I reckon, out of that. That's what I'd do out of it.
So give Dean Ambrose the IC title and have Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan coming out of it.
Yeah.
And then, I can see that. Yeah, I'm just thinking. The only reason I say that is because, I thought Dean Ambrose would win anyway because he's not ready for the main event, but he's popular as hell. He's good.
Yeah.
He's just not ready for the main event.
Just the extra rub. He needs it. Put it this way, he could do with the extra rub.
I see it coming down Ambrose and one of Ziggler or Bryan, both at the top of the ladder, push off and get the belt that way.
Yeah.
And then do get the rub because he beat Daniel. He beat these 7 guys. Yeah,
they'll do it.
These 6 guys, but this was the guy at the top of the ladder with you. So you beat Daniel Bryan or you beat Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. Then you get Ziggler and Bryan coming out of it, which would be great. Bryan can get back to the main event anytime he wants, basically, and Ziggler can get a good couple of matches with Daniel Bryan and show that he is ready once the space is there. Especially because the main event's cleared out a little bit because like Cena seems to have taken a step back.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, which brings us on to
Cena Rusev. Cena's going over. Sad but true.
No, I'm happy with that because Cena got his start as the US champ on SmackDown. That's where the spin belt came in, and that belt looked all right actually.
It was just the WWE title spin that looked god awful.
Yeah, I wasn't even too down on the spinner WWE title when it was with Cena. With everyone else, it looked fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like when John Cena lost the US title to Orlando Jones, or John,
Yeah.
what was he called?
Yeah, Orlando John.
John.
JBL threw it in the trash can and said, "Fire the fucker."
Yeah, because he had his name painted on it.
Yeah.
So he brought back the original US title. If they'd have done that with the WWE title and just brought back, I don't know, the undisputed belt or a new belt, would have been fine. But everyone else had the spinner. And like I said, I'm happy with Cena winning because eventually this thing with Rusev has to come to an end. And why not John Cena? He's the biggest name in the company, arguably. Biggest name in the last 10 years, arguably. Started off as a US champ and made his way from there. And he eventually Rusev has to lose the mid-card belt if he wants to get to the top of the card.
Yeah. And put it this way, I hope they leave Cena in the mid card because, I mean, that's the thing. You say what I mean, yeah, he's the new Rock. He is the new Rock. He's the Rock of this generation.
Yeah, I can go with that, yeah.
But it is a simple case of The Rock didn't do it, Taker didn't do it, Triple H didn't do it. There is no way Cena should be allowed to get to 16.
Yeah.
No.
He must be on now 15.
15.
Yeah.
You can't let him equal Flair. That's just wrong.
Because Triple H is on 15 as well, isn't he? Or did he
13.
He's
13 times.
Hang on. John Cena has more title reigns than Triple H.
But Triple H has held it for more time.
Yeah, but...
It only means he's Cena got beat more.
Yeah, true. Triple H first won the WWF title in 1999. John Cena first won his in 2005. There's 6 years there. And you tell me John Cena has more title wins?
John Cena has 2 more title wins than Triple H.
Well, yeah, I mean Triple H was he missed a couple of years.
And you got to think about it for
quite.
quite a while when Triple H was about and everything. There was only one belt.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of the time Cena was about there was fucking 2.
Yeah.
So that's cheating. So it doesn't count.
Yeah. And also like Triple H lost like 2 years with leg injuries, and another 2 as part of DX. And also when Triple H first became the man, Austin was there, The Rock was there.
Yeah.
He wasn't the only guy in town. Yeah, so I was saying John Cena was the US title.
Yeah. Take a Wyatt. The match should be good.
Yeah. I heard something. I was on Going in Raw actually, and Dan from Nerdcube said, "I'd love for Bray Wyatt to beat the Undertaker and just become the Undertaker. Like just go around calling himself like the new Undertaker."
Yeah.
And it's like his character, that could totally work.
Yeah. He's already going with this new Face of Fear thing, and he's really good.
Yeah, and he's like, I heard the point mentioned about when it was Bright versus John Cena last year, wasn't it? And it was like Batman and the Joker, with Bray Wyatt being the Joker, and he's always, I don't care if you kill me, because if you kill me, I win. I'm just here to prove that you can be just as mental and twisted as you are, Batman. And Bray Wyatt was the same. You can be, all it takes is one bad thing to happen and you're just as ruthless and basically turn him heel. You got it in you, and that's what, if you beat me to a living pulp, and you know, you kill me, I win. and that's what Undertaker is like. That evolution could get to being like the Undertaker, and especially now, the streak isn't a factor.
Yeah. 2
years ago, we'd have just gone, alright, it's Undertaker, moving on.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see it, and it'd be good to have him do it, he'd be the good person to have beat him, but he's Undertaker. But now that the streak isn't a factor because of Brock Lesnar last year.
But will they have taken a job 2 years in a row?
Well, now the streak isn't a factor, so why not? He can put over new guys, and apparently he's well liked within the company, especially by some of the big guys backstage, like Undertaker, like a Triple H. So I can totally see.
And then having beat Sting next year in his retirement match.
Yeah, that's gonna be the tricky one. Yeah.
Taker will go over in that.
Yeah.
Vince booking.
Yeah, kill anything that's WCW.
So in other words, moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
Oh, we're segueing this quite well.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving swiftly on, Triple H is beating Sting.
No.
No? Sting goes over this year, job's next year.
Sting hasn't had a match yet, has he?
Nah.
So there you go.
Sting's going over.
His first match ever in the WWE is at Wrestlemania. He's going to lose.
Yeah, he's going over. You got the point. So in other words, it's legit that Taker could job this year and not lose any steam.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, Undertaker will appear at this year's WrestleMania. We won't see him again until next
year's,
WrestleMania,
yeah.
or maybe like a Raw or SmackDown leading up to it. You know, like around the Royal Rumble time, like Sting's in the Rumble or something, and Undertaker, like something happens with the lights, and all of a sudden Sting's on the outside of the ring. That's how Sting's in the Royal Rumble. Is he going to contend for the WWE title? Lights go out, bong, lights go back on. Sting's on the floor on the outside. Everyone knows it was the Undertaker, so Sting wants the Undertaker. It's the battle of the Mystic Powers.
Yeah.
There you go. I've booked it. If that happens, I want Fed money.
Yeah.
We've got it on video.
Yeah. We've got video evidence. Damn it.
It's on YouTube. So Sting goes over this year.
Yes.
And I'm not overly familiar with Sting as of late. I've seen a bit of his WCW stuff and a little bit of his TNA stuff from a few years ago.
Put this.
How good a shape Sting in?
Last match I saw him doing TNA. Put it this way, he has had far too much shit kicked out of him by guys like Samoa Joe now.
Yeah.
Sting is getting past it.
I mean, he's lost a bit of his punch. He's slimmed down since he left TNA.
Put it this way, Sting is like Cena. There's 5 moves. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, Sting, icon. But now it is like Cena, it's 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
You get Singer Splash.
Sharpshooter.
Scorpion Deathlock.
It's a sharpshooter. And a reverse DDT. But this is the thing. This is the thing I have about Sting. He doesn't have a believable finish.
The Sharpshooter?
No, the Scorpion Death Drop.
Right.
The Death Drop isn't a... The reverse DDT isn't a...
Yeah.
Believable fit. Especially considering he was doing...
It's a setup to a finish.
Yeah, he was doing it in TNA for years, and AJ is doing a backflip into one.
Yeah.
Mid-match.
Yeah, it's like, it was believable until someone one-upped it. It's like the pedigree was a great finishing move until CM Punk came along with the Pepsi plunge and did it from the top rope.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay.
It's like the DDT was a finishing move until the Impaler came along.
Yeah. You know, the Stone Cold Stunner was a finisher until the Diamond Cutter came along, or the RKO.
Or the 3D.
Yeah.
The one-man 3D, military press, catch it.
Yeah.
Bubba cutter.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that annoys me about... That's the one thing that I stick on with Sting. He hasn't got a believable finishing move.
But neither does Hulk Hogan. It's just one of those...
It is what Van Dam said. You can't win a match with a leg drop anymore, Hulky.
But I think it's one that it's grandfathered in because they've been using it for so long. Wrestling logic, we can say they've mastered how to end a match with this thing. Only Hulk Hogan can win a match with a leg drop. You know, only Jerry Lawler can win a match with a pile driver.
Yeah.
You know, so
Eric Young. Mind you, that's a sick pile driver.
Yeah, it's a better version of the pile driver. Yeah. You know, it's like the whole wrestling logic of that will knock out a referee.
Yeah.
But not a wrestler, you know, and a manager will fall over, you know, which is daft. Right? I remember a few years ago, I think it was the Trump McMahon hair match.
Yeah.
Austin was the guest ref, and someone might have been Shane, he might have been Umaga, bumped Austin. He went to the outside.
Yeah.
And he was outselling it for like 3, 4, 5 minutes, and it was like. You're not a referee. I mean, you're the guest referee. You're Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. You should be up on your feet, hitting them. It kind of took me out of it. It's like, guest referee shouldn't go down the same way an actual referee does. It should take an actual move. But that's a tangent.
Yeah. So, we're going with Sting.
Yeah, I think Sting this year, and if we do get Sting taken next year, which is the rumour, then Taker wins next year.
Yeah. At least it'll be a nice, easy one for him next year.
Yeah.
After getting the unenviable shit kicked out of him for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fucking. I can see him backstage. Alright, Steve. Right, Mark. What are your 5 moves? I walk on the top rope and give you a chop, choke slam, tombstone, punch kick. I might try for a power bomb. What are your 5 moves? Splash in the corner, sharpshooter, reverse DDT, punch and kick.
Yeah.
Alright.
Taker and Sting's last match is going to be about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it just came out, just run straight into a choke slam.
Yeah, exactly.
Just appears in the ring, lights go back on, whack, thumb, bang, 3.
Yeah.
Vince booking, it's WCW, that happens.
Yeah, totally. It's like it'll be the same as Taker's match with Kane at WrestleMania 14. Punch, kick, whip, boot. Punch, kick, whip, boot. What? Tombstone.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're saying Sting over Triple H.
Yeah. Lesnar Reigns. That's the thing. That is the annoying thing. Weirdly enough, the top 2 matches technically, just take matches like listed as number 3 on the card on the list I've got here. Top 2 matches are predictable. Easily.
And the thing is that's bad because as much I don't want Roman Reigns to have the belt. He bores me to tears. His promo skills are atrocious.
The only guy who should leave Mania with the belt is Seth Rollins.
Yeah, out of the Shield, Rollins should have got the belt first. Roman Reigns is in that spot. No one cares. And I don't want Lesnar to keep the belt, but I don't want Roman to get it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Reigns is going over in the match.
Yeah, unfortunately. And this is where Seth Rollins cashes in.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah, just imagine that. Roman Reigns, have Brock Lesnar retain. And he's like, oh no, because like Brock Lesnar is a part-time champion, he hasn't been seen in months, because he's only got limited dates. And then Seth Rollins cashes in and beats Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Or, because I mean, I know it's the main event of Mania and you don't want to do smozzy shit. But, oh no, there's the other way of doing it. Do the Heyman Big Show swerve. Turn Reigns heel.
Isn't he already a heel?
He's sort of like middle of the road cack.
They're trying to push him as a face. They're treating him like The Rock in like 97.
He's trying to force.
This guy's awesome. This guy's awesome. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's the Cena push.
Yeah.
But
no, Cena was more organic. People started loving Cena, and once he was the champion, then it was, yay, this is the guy you like. This is the guy you like. Oh, stop it. Oh god, it's Cena.
Yeah. The only way is
Rock and Reigns. It was kind of, this is going to be the great guy, this is going to be a great guy, maybe.
Yeah. The only way they make...
Get away from me!
The only way they make this main event cool is if they have Reigns turn heel.
Yeah, sure.
Without turning full-blown heel. Because that's the thing. Heyman's getting a pop now. Lesnar's getting a pop every time he's there.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, we've got Heyman coming out doing promos, if Brock wants to leave with the WWE title, he will leave with the WWE title. But that's the thing, think about it, it gives you the built-in angle of after Mania, Heyman can turn around and say, Brock wanted to leave with the WWE title, if Brock leaves, I have nothing to do.
Ooh, yeah.
There's the built-in angle there, of what Heyman's got an explanation for it.
Yeah,
Turn Reigns
well
heel.
Done. Yeah, have Reigns heel. No. Keep Reigns as he is. Because I still love this idea of Seth Rollins cashing in. Have Brock Lesnar retain the title against Roman Reigns. And then Seth cashes in and Heyman helps Seth Rollins win the belt.
Yeah.
Because I've that realised and why did I turn on Brock Lesnar? Because he wanted to leave, then realised, oh shit, I'm unemployed now. Then out comes this guy running to cash in. Fucking right, I'll attach my wagon to that horse.
Yeah.
Fuck a low blow, he's ECW, hit Brock Lesnar with a chair.
No, because it'll just be...
Yeah, and when he's distracted with Heyman, up comes Rollins and hits the finisher. What is Rollins' finisher? I can't remember.
Curb stomp.
Yeah.
He stands on the back of your head.
It's a more badass famouser.
Yeah. But, and that's the thing, if they don't turn Reigns heel, he just goes...
Maybe that's the best thing for him, because no one cares right now.
Yeah.
Before he starts getting on everyone's nerves, just let him fade away a little bit, and then let him get over on his own. Because he will. He's talented enough. He's an alright wrestler. Let him work on his mic skills.
Yeah.
He's been working with acting coaches, and you can tell, because he looks like he's acting.
Yeah.
He's gone from trying to remember his lines, or at least knowing his lines, but he's not delivering he's not, alright, at WrestleMania, I'm going to do this. It's, at WrestleMania, it's, I'm acting.
Yeah.
So at least you let him work on that, make him more natural, get into it. Basically, Rollins should be the first guy at the Shield to win the title.
Yeah.
Then Ambrose.
Yeah.
Ambrose is such an Attitude Era guy in an era where they can't do Attitude Era stuff.
Yeah.
Do you see him and Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
Fucking.
That string of matches was fucking brilliant.
It's like You belong in 2001.
Yeah. Wyatt belongs in 2001.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Both of them, they're just attitude era guys doing stuff they can't do anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the Hell in a Cell match. It's like he'd have gone off that cell and have been happy to do it, but they're not in the attitude era anymore.
So what they do? Why not? Let's have a fucking laptop explode in our faces instead.
Yeah, the fucking flat screen. Yeah. Oh. You know, it's like fucking standing on top of the ladder. It's like he's either going to jump off him and be ridiculous and awesome, or he's not going to jump off him and be safe and disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, at the before Survivor Series. Yeah, because they would have built. Well, why would anyone watch TLC for more of that?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we'll recap our predictions. So scroll down.
So we're saying tag titles. Depends who it is.
Yeah, it depends. If it's a secret until WrestleMania, new champs. If they reveal this week, then it's a retain.
Rollins, Orton, we're saying Orton only goes over if Rollins is cashing in.
Yeah.
Bella's AJ and Paige, want AJ and Paige.
AJ Page, yeah.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is going to be Damien Mizdow.
Yeah.
Just because. IC Championship, we're saying Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Rusev Cena, yawn.
Let's go Cena.
Yeah, let's go retirement home, please.
Yeah, I like John Cena.
Take a Bray Wyatt. We're not entirely sure, but we're leaning towards
Bray
Wyatt.
Yeah.
Triple H Sting, we're saying Sting. And we're saying...
Brock Lesnar's not leaving with the title.
Yeah.
Either Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. Brock is not leaving with that title.
Yeah. We're hoping it's neither of them. Or if it's got to be Reigns, he's leaving as a heel with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Because that way he can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that even though he wouldn't have to work on his promo, he'll have Paul Heyman.
This is why my idea works.
There you go. Okay.
And of course, there's the other thing is Heyman's been like singing the praises of Reigns, but saying, "But you can't beat Brock Lesnar."
Yeah.
But could you beat Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
So in other words,
It reminds me of when Heyman first turned on Brock in like 2002. You were watching Survivor Series or 2
Yeah.
recently on the network, and the whole thing was like, you can't manhandle the Big Show. You can't beat him for an F5. You can't beat the Big Show. And then he gave 5 Big Show on SmackDown. He's like, oh fuck, maybe Heyman was wrong. And then he turned on Lesnar and joined the Big Show. And he right into the last minute. He's like, I'm going to make sure that my client leaves with the WWE title.
yeah, you sort of.
His client was the Big Show.
The more you look back at it, you're like, he was telling us the whole time, and it's roughly that there is the sort of things that hint that it's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what happened now.
Yeah, there you go. Roman Reigns. Because then we can actually, instead of being like a 5-second cash in, we can actually get. Remember when Rob Van Dam said he was cashing in Money in the Bank, and he said, I'm doing it at ECW One Night Stand, you know, next month. It wasn't just a kind of thing. Seth Rollins can say, yeah, you're the next night after WrestleMania on Raw, Seth Rollins can come out with the brief, yeah, congratulations, you're the champ. I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. I'm cashing in. Not now. The next pay-per-view, whatever it's called, Backlash, because I can't remember what they're called now. The April pay-per-view, me and you for the WWE World title. And have a build. He's cashed in, we know it's coming, and we can build and draw off the Shield history. You know, because he was the first guy that got hit with the chair.
Yeah. It's either that or the other way you can see going off the Mania card. There is 3 other guys that you can put into the number one contender spot after Mania. Wyatt, Ziggler, Bryan.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping for a Ziggler Bryan program.
Yeah. So you're going to end up. It's going to be Wyatt at whatever Backlash is called now.
Yeah. It's not Over the Limit, that's the main one, because it's bad. I think, although it's bad taste, it was called Over the Limit in May. You know, it used to be Over the Edge until Owen Hart went.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, you could have Bray Wyatt. Yeah, because that's the thing with the Money in the Bank contract, that could happen. I keep doing that. That can happen at any time. They don't need to do it the next night. Basically.
Well, they've got till TLC.
Yeah, which is the December pay-per-view.
December pay-per-view, yeah. And I reckon what they'll do is they'll put the belt on Reigns for a month, have him work with Wyatt, go over on Wyatt. If it's going shit for that month, Rollins cashes in at Backlash.
Yeah.
That's how I'd go with it. Turn him heel.
It's a great get out of jail free card.
Turn him heel, put him with Heyman. If it doesn't work after a month, have Rollins cash in.
Yeah.
You keep him babyface and put the belt on him, it will be the drizzling wild shites.
Yeah. Alright, that's our WrestleMania predictions then.
Yeah. And somehow I came up with some very, very clever storyline that Vince, I want money.
Sorry, Hunter, we want money.
Yeah. Either that or an interview, either we'll settle for.
It's best for business.
We are best for business.
Yeah, we were talking about the WWE Network because when it first got announced, I was watching the press conference about it when the network first got announced. I thought, this sounds amazing, and Britain weren't getting it for ages because Sky Sports were kicking up a massive fuss because they paid so much money to have exclusivity over the WWE, because Channel 4 used to have a lot of reviews, didn't they? They had like Backlash and Royal Rumble and a couple of others like Armageddon, and then eventually Sky Sports got all of them, and then basically no one was going to watch wrestling on Sky Sports because they were all going to the WWE Network. And I think it's such a good investment. 10 quid. I've told.
That's it. We've watched so much on this network.
My sister and my brother don't watch wrestling. They don't like wrestling. But I told Adele. I told my sister what's on the network. And she bloody hell, that's a good deal. I was like, I can watch all the stuff that we were watching when we used to watch the pay-per-views before school and everything, and not even keep up with today's stuff. And be happy with that. I can watch all the WCW stuff. It's so much, and they're always adding to it. I don't think I'll ever catch up. I'll never watch everything on the network because they're always adding stuff. Like every episode of Raw and SmackDown is being added, and like Total Divas and NXT and fucking every pay-per-view coming up. It's like when it started, it was over 100,000 hours of content.
So what was it? 11.
It's like 11 and a half years.
Yeah.
Non-stop. It was like start now, and in 2026, not sleeping or anything, just watching the network, you'll be done.
Yeah, and then you'll have all the Raws from the past 11 years to watch.
Yeah, and all the pay-per-views, and all the SmackDowns, and all the NXTs.
Yeah.
And whatever else they said about, and more
Superstars, Total Divas,
main event.
Little short skit things.
Yeah, it's a network exclusive things like the fucking JBL and Cole show.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing.
Oh.
Get that. Good.
Alright, cool. Is it on the network?
Not in full.
No.
It's not in full on the network yet, but it's worth getting just for Malenko Jericho.
From ECW, WCW?
WCW.
Right.
Also on there's a match with Ultimo Dragon from WCW.
I was never a Dragon fan.
There's the IC title match from Mysterio, probably one of Mysterio's best matches in WWE.
Yeah.
There's a dark
fighting over the mask.
Mask versus title.
Yeah.
It's not the cool one where he pulls his mask off, but it's the second one where he had two masks on.
Yeah.
And he did the same spot again. But
spoiler alert.
Yeah. there's a dark match. There's a dark match stroke house show match with Cena, street fight.
Okay.
There's a match with Edge, an old match with Edge.
From like 2000, something like that.
Yeah. Not going back that far. Early stuff, like matches. As I said, that's the only thing that annoys me about WWE DVDs now and everything like that, which is the joy of the network. You can watch Benoit matches again!
Yay! You can't search for Benoit, but if you know the match you want, you can find that show.
Like Jericho, all on Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do a search for Chris Benoit, but you can search for the 2001 Royal Rumble.
The Forgotten TLC.
Yeah, from SmackDown, yeah. Yeah. That's the other good thing, is because they're aired in their entirety for the most part. The only one that isn't I've come across was Over the Edge, where all the Owen Hart stuff was edited out.
Yeah.
And you can understand that one. Cause you weren't watching wrestling at the time.
No.
When it happened, it's like I know when in the show it happened. So I was waiting for the edit because I knew it was edited. And it happened. It's like, okay, I know that was a good edit because I know it was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And it's like it comes to like it's Jeff Jarrett and Deborah versus Val Venus and Nicole Bass, and before that match they'd done a promo, and before that promo was when the accident had happened, and like I think it was Kevin Kelly was backstage with Jarrett, and it's like they'd just got Owen out of the ring and everything else, and cut to backstage with Kevin Kelly, and Kevin Kelly started carry on regardless, I was like, do the show and everything else, and Jeff Jarrett Kelly, shut the hell up, Owen, and address Owen right away, and he's obviously crying because they're good friends. And, so that promo's cut out. It goes on, and later on, Road Dogg versus Billy Gunn, and they cut Road Dogg's promo like because when he first started, he mentioned Owen, and then he's like, first of all, Owen, I'm praying for you, buddy. Now, Sir William, I hope someone's praying for you, and he just comes in with a Sir William, I hope someone's praying for you thing. And when they announced his death, the next match was Triple H Rock, and Triple H had to come out right after the JR had told the world that Owen Hart had died. And of course that's cut as well. You can see people are shaking a little bit, but they're not ridiculously shaken.
Yeah.
Also, I'll get off the morbid thing because I mentioned that Jeff Jarrett match. I remember hearing about Nicole Bass suing the WWF because she got hit with a real guitar instead of a fake one.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that happened at Over the Edge. Because what you remember about Over the Edge was Owen Hart. Yeah. And I remembered the finish of the title match because there was a big screw over for Austin. But yeah, Deborah smacked Nicole Bass with the guitar, and it didn't break. And Nicole Bass finished the match and whatever else, and she like lip locked with Val Venis, like stuck her tongue right down his throat. She could taste his breakfast.
Yeah.
And she got blood trickling down the back of her head. Yeah. It's not like she got hit with a real guitar. She got hit with a real guitar and was bust open mentally. Yeah. There's a lot of blood just coming down the back of her head. Because it's like, I mean, you see guitar shots that go across the back, but like the edge of the guitar had caught her right on the back of the head there of a real guitar. I was like, my God, just look at that blood. And then she must have just gone backstage and said, what the fuck happened there? I want to eat someone. She was a big bitch. Yeah, so WWE Network, great value for money. Because I never watched much WCW, but watching the Monday Night War, I kind of want to watch some WCW.
Yeah.
I
was one of the oldest. Imagine that.
Me, Vince McMahon. I own WCW. Oh wow. But I became a fan.
The name on the contract does say McMahon. However, the contract reads Shane McMahon.
I now own WCW. They used that line, that audio for so many months going into Invasion and WrestleMania and everything else. Yeah, but I was watching Monday Night Wars, and I wasn't a fan of Goldberg because I watched WCW, but I understood how people became a fan of Goldberg because of how he was pushing, how big and everything else.
Yeah.
Alright, I get it. I kind of get it. You know, I'm kind of thinking Goldberg's a big deal now, and it's 15 years later, and I know he's awful.
There's one reason I want to go back and watch it because of Goldberg, is the whole Jericho 1 Greenberg 0 thing. I want to go back and watch the Jericho stuff.
Yeah. I think you can do that.
Yeah.
I almost feel obliged to, because we're not sponsored to say this isn't a paid promotion or anything. We're just bigging it up because we enjoy it.
We found a new toy.
Yeah. And like I said, I got it in February because February was a free month, so I thought I'll get it for a month. If I don't like it, I'll cancel it. I lost no money, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I could watch one, even if I just watch one pay-per-view a month, a tenner a month. I'll get my money's worth.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
Plus, like, you could spend the whole of Mania weekend just sat on your sofa watching everything live.
Yeah. Or just watching past WrestleManias. Watching them. I had this idea of doing something, for putting on YouTube. I had it a few years ago. Of doing like the evolution of X wrestler, you know, like say Triple H, and you have like it's like a photo of him in like '96, photo of him in '97. Just see how like put their entrance music in to see how the character changed. You can watch them to go to start like WrestleMania 12, right? And with his Hunter Hearst Helmsley coming out to Outta Joy, and his WrestleMania 13 is Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but he's a bit bigger, still, and he's got China with him. WrestleMania 14 and he's Triple H, he's part of DX. WrestleMania 15 and he leaves and joins the corporation. 16.
Just like me and your entrance each year.
Yeah. 16, he's got our time, he's with Stephanie McMahon, he's wearing trunks and he's the champ. You know, 17, he's massive and he's fighting The Undertaker. 18, he's the undisputed champion. You know, 19, he's getting chubby and facing Booker T. 20, he's losing to Benoit. It's like, just people like that, you know, you don't think, if you watch it week to week, you don't notice change until you watch something from years ago and you realise, my God, he's different.
Yeah.
You don't think, I mean, Austin, bald guy goatee, you can't change that much. You look at him in 1997, look at him in 2002, fucking hell of a difference. But you don't notice it.
I'll go back even further where
yeah, stunning Steve Austin and flying Brian Pillman, yeah. Freaking long blonde hair. there was a couple of pictures. I've got Austin's book, and there's a couple of pictures in there. There's one of him. He's coming off the apron giving an axe handle on like WWE Saturday Night, and he looks like Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
He's big guy. He's got shoulder-length blonde hair. He's got shorts that've got kind of like confetti or whatever on them, and he looks like Mr. Ass coming off there. And there's another one, like his first match in the WWF. He's not bald and he hasn't got a goatee. He's got like skinhead and he's clean shaven, and he looks like Kane.
Yeah.
And he's against Scott Taylor. Like it's Scotty Too Hotty before he was Scotty Too Hotty. So his hair's just long and blonde and loose. He's like, you know, it's weird. He looks like, you know, Kane without the mask and everything else. It's a bit bizarre.
Yeah. Another one you could do that with is Jericho.
Oh yeah. We both give him the
Top knot.
And then you see him now. When, in 2005, it was just above his shoulders, and they kind of weird.
The Michaels Bob.
The old Dutch white haircut. That'll be an evolution.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is turd brown tights. Turd brown tights.
The pretty blonde in the Rockers, and the turd brown tights, and everything in between, and the NWO with his Kangol hat. And now he's like going bald in one of his eyes. He's got a wandering eye and kind of hardcore eyes. Brett, I'm sorry. Stay still.
Which one's you? That's why he didn't super kick Brett. You couldn't see which one was actually Brett.
Yeah. I think we've rambled enough.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not sure when we're going to do one of these again and when we get an opportunity. Maybe, well, you're down in April, aren't you?
Yeah, for one night only.
For one night only. No, we might do some film before we go out drinking. Go up to my mum's in Dalton and we'll go.
Yeah, we'll go out on Dalton, remember the night ages.
Yeah, because Dodders will be there.
Yeah.
Me, you and Dodders will film up in Dalton, do some drinking, and meet Tyre and go to Barrow.
Ah.
Sounds like a plan?
Yeah.
See you in April.
It's a plan, in April.